Many thanks for joining us, Mr. Hoover. Pat Cummins clearly has flagged a threat of Indian bowlers because he has said that Mohammad Shami has been in a great form this World Cup. He has played only 5 games and has bagged over 23 wickets in this World Cup. So how important of a player is Shami against the Aussies?
I mean, what we've seen in the last 5 games that he's performed, he's definitely a spirit. We were talking about Bumrah. Bumrah has just come out of injury. So obviously, when Pat Cummins himself, a great bowler, recognizing Shami, saying he's the bowler to watch, then obviously the Aussies are a little worried because the way Shami bowls, he's keeping it tight. He's got the seam of position. He's able to swing the ball. He's able to seam the ball. So this will be a concern for the Aussies, and they're definitely going to be prepared for it. Cummins himself is a great bowler, as all of us know, but if he's recognizing Shami to be the threat, that speaks volumes of the talent and the performance of Mohammad Shami.
Right, Mr. Hoover, let's also listen into the reaction of Pat Cummins because he has also hailed the Indian spinners. Kuldeep Yadav, I beg your pardon, has also been very good with the ball. He has been spinning matches away from the opponents. So let's take a look at what Pat Cummins had to say earlier today.
I mean, they're all pretty well rounded in all departments. You know, the one guy that didn't play at the start of the tournament who's done really well is obviously Mohammad Shami. He's a class bowler to right and left armers, so yeah, he's going to be a big one. But again, these are guys we've played a lot, so you know, all our batters can draw on moments where they've taken on these bowlers and done well. Yeah, I think again, they're pretty well rounded. They've got 5 guys that bowl 10 overs pretty much every match. I think the spinners have done well through the middle overs, Kuldeep and Jadeja, so they're going to be a tough proposition like they always are. But they've won every game, so they've been very impressive.
Well, Mr. Hoover, tomorrow is the biggest stage. It can't get bigger than this. The stakes are high. It's about battle for supremacy, and just like how India settled score with the New Zealand team for the 2019 debacle, India is again looking forward to another revengeful game because in 2003 it was a humiliating defeat for the men in blue, but this time around everybody is ready to avenge that.
Yeah, I mean, I was there in the 2003 World Cup, so definitely we were all pained because it fizzled out into a tame game. But considering the way India has been performing in this particular World Cup, in terms of batting, in terms of bowling, we are just right up there. And I think the Aussies will be definitely worried because they could take us for granted earlier. But now they see this team is well-rounded and each one is chipping in his might. In a big way, in a small way, everybody's chipping in. So obviously the Aussies are going to be a bit worried. Normally what I would say is the Aussies, the way they play their cricket, once they get their momentum, they steamroller teams. But they're going to get a stumbling block in India. And India is a side which could, defeat anybody in the current form. But something which I would want to say is, at this point of time, India had Hardik Pandya because that would have covered up all the aspects of the game, extra bowler, a batsman, a fielder, and all the stuff. But yet, what the boys have done, how they performed has been amazing. You can't get a better run in the tournament. I mean, Virat Kohli is in great form. The way Rohit Sharma has batted and led the team from the front has been amazing. Then you have young Shubman Gill, who's been performing well at the top. Then you have Shreyas Iyer, who's been magnificent during this tournament. Yet he had a couple of hiccups, but he's been so confident, super confident, in fact. And then we have KL Rahul performing. Then, of course, we should not forget Jadeja. He's not come into the big picture yet, but he's the key player tomorrow because he can keep the Aussies quiet in the crease and he also can bat. And I wouldn't be
Mr.
surprised.
Hoover, now speaking about Australia's gameplay, Australia hasn't been the same dominant side that we've seen in the early 2000s and also in the later half of the 2000 era. But coming back to you, Karishma, how important is this game? Because 132,000 people will be at the Narendra Modi Stadium. And Australians, the captain himself said that it's not going to be pressurizing for them because they played a lot of cricket in India in the past and in the recent past as well. So they have a lot of experience, and they've also been able to tackle pressure, especially from the stands.
Well, yes, absolutely. They did won an ODI series here before the World Cup, so they are, of course, banking on that. And remember, Australia is no stranger to playing World Cup finals. They are 5-time world champions. They are looking for their 6th World Cup title. So, of course, they are very, very well prepared. Pat Cummins was again and again asked about the crowd support that is going to be, of course, for India, outnumbering the Australian fans that may be here. So, of course, it is going to be very, very important. And the Australian camp is wary of that. They say that they're used to it and that they're going to embrace it, even if it's going to be a one-sided crowd. Now, Pat Cummins was also talking about the Indian team, and we are also looking forward to the big final. This is a very, very well-rounded Indian team. We have to look at the league stage. India was completely dominant in that league stage, winning all their matches one-sided, barring that match against New Zealand in Dharamshala. And then come the semi-final, we outplayed New Zealand as well, winning by a good margin against them, and now we stand here in the finals of the Cricket World Cup, the Narendra Modi Stadium, which is prepping up at this moment. Pat Cummins asked about the pitch, and he said that I'm not a great pitch reader, but it is the same pitch that hosted the India versus Pakistan match as well. So it is going to be a very, very interesting, exciting match, Deepak, and safe to say this is going to be the mother of all battles, with the crowd completely on the Indian side, a sea of blue, singing the national anthem together and motivating this Indian team led by Rohit Sharma to create history and do what was done in 1983 by Kapil Dev, 2011 by MS Dhoni, and tomorrow one is hoping and praying with the prayers of 1.4 billion in this country that trophy is ours.
Also earlier today, Rajkumar Sharma, Virat Kohli's childhood coach, also spoke about Virat Kohli's prowess and also India's chances of winning the World Cup. Let's listen into that reaction as well.
बहुत शानदार प्रदर्शन रहा है अभी तक अप टू द फाइनल्स। भारतीय टीम बहुत ही शानदार क्रिकेट खेल रही है। आप बात करें बल्लेबाजी की, गेंदबाजी की, तो बहुत ही बेहतरीन प्रदर्शन रहा है। रोहित शर्मा ने बहुत अच्छा स्टार्ट दिया है, जहां से रोहित और शुभमन ने, और साथ में उसको कैपिटलाइज किया है मिडिल ऑर्डर ने, स्पेशली विराट कोहली ने जिस तरह बल्लेबाजी की है, और उनके साथ केएल राहुल और श्रेयस अय्यर, उनका प्रदर्शन बहुत ही सराहनीय रहा है। और वहीं पर गेंदबाजी की भी बात करें तो बहुत शानदार गेंदबाजी हुई है हमारे तीनों फास्ट बॉलर्स की तरफ से। स्पेशली शमी ने जिस तरह की गेंदबाजी की है वो बहुत ही लाजवाब है। तो कुल मिला के एक बहुत शानदार प्रदर्शन रहा है। और
Well, viewers, a billion prayers on the lips and a billion hopes pinned on the men in blue. Everybody in the nation are banking on Rohit Sharma and his coach to win the World Cup this time around, to make it 3 ODI World Cups to their name.